Bill did a great job. Car's looking fantastic. He did it so great once, I had to come back for twice.
So it's Bill here at Immaculate Paint Protection. We're just getting ready to start the day. It's gonna be a busy week here. Blue Tesla Model Y in the shop, and we have a white Volkswagen VW. So it's a 2022 Golf R. It's here for full paint protection film. Paint protection film is gonna stop all the rocks and the stones from tearing the front of the vehicle apart. We'll cover the full fender, full hood, the bumper, and we'll do the mirrors. The Golf R is obviously the hot vehicle right now. Repeat client, he's been here once before. We came in, he did a Civic Type R, so I guess he likes these R-type vehicles. Came in, full front end paint protection on that, had the vehicle, traded out of it, made a bunch of money on a Honda, and decided to go and step into the Volkswagen here, the Golf R. Really loved the work we did on paint protection film first. In fact, called us up, said he's in his area, he inspected, interviewed some of the other paint protection film shops and just wasn't happy with the work. So he's back here at Immaculate Paint Protection for paint protection film. Paint protection film is gonna stop all the rocks and all the stones from tearing the vehicle apart. We're gonna get the vehicle outside. It's gonna be hot today, but we're gonna get outside in the morning before we lose the shade. We're gonna do a thorough decon wash. Well, we're gonna spray. There's a bunch of bug debris on the front here. That's just, normal. So obviously we have to wash and scrub all the bugs off first before we put paint protection film on. We're not gonna apply paint protection film there and then just say, oh, hey, that's it. So we'll wash the vehicle up, foam it up, put some bug spray on. We're gonna do an iron decon process on it. There's gonna be some embedded iron on this vehicle. I just know it. We'll really see the iron go to work when it goes purple and it bleeds out is what we call it. We're gonna see that because it's a white vehicle. Other vehicles have iron on it. It's just the white, the contrast of the purple, the chemical reaction is really more dramatic. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna pull the floor mats out quick and wash those down from him just as a client courtesy for this gentleman. We try to do that pretty much for everybody if we can. And then we'll go down and we'll computer cut the film to the back of the shop there. That's the computer down there. We already have some film laid up here for the Tesla, but we'll plot the film, we'll use the patterns, we'll apply that, and hopefully everything's good. So let's just jump into it, get it going, and we'll see you along for the ride. All right, so we're gonna get ready for the wash. We're gonna use a 2-bucket method, which is bucket 1, bucket 2. 2-bucket method here. The big thing we use these grit guards. The grit guards stop all the grime, grit. Hopefully we blow everything off with the foam can, and then we'll pressure wash everything off. So in the event that we do pick up some kind of grime or grit or anything that can scratch the paint, we'll get trapped down here at the bottom of the bucket. The red bucket is just clear rinse water. So red means stop, international sign, right? And then green is the soap solution. Put some water in here. We're gonna use 3 microfiber plush wash mitts. So I use this cuff mitt here. The reason we use the cuff mitt is this is gonna be for the lower rockers, inside the door jambs, and under the hood. We want to get the areas, door jambs, under the hood. We want to get that really clean because we're going to wrap those edges with paint protection film. So this will be used at the very end of the step. And then we use 2 of these. 1, 2 makes us faster. And then I always like to have a couple extra wash mitts on hand just in case we drop something. We're human, we will. There's soap, it's slippery. If we drop something, game over. We take it, we put it to the side. We don't use it. Every one of these wash mitts goes home and gets washed out before it's put on the client's vehicle. So that's just an extra step we take into there. I'm looking through my work instructions right now, making sure I get the cart set up. I want to make sure I have everything that I need outside when we're ready to go. There's extra bugs on this car. This is our iron removing product. We're gonna use Gyeon tar for, obviously, to remove tar from lower rockers and such. Almost overran. Okay, let me put this on here. Water on the floor. The Gyeon silk dryers, we'll put 3 of these on the cart. We're gonna use black towels for the door jambs and the wheels. Same concept as the cuff wash mitt. We don't wanna use the Gyeon silk dryer on the wheels and the door jambs. If there's contamination in there, you want to cross-contaminate across the vehicle. It's not the road film or that, it's if there's any debris that could scratch, we want to isolate that to a particular area. Plus, the black towels, the black looks cool, and if we get any, once they start to stain up, you don't notice it, so, everything looks nice and crisp and clean in the shop. We try to keep it clean, clean and crisp here all the time. All right, we're ready to go outside. So we just went ahead, first things we do is wash the floor mats, the tire, we'll use the tire cleaner on there, it's a rubber floor mat. We'll do that before the bucket gets completely dirty. Talk about what's going on with the wheel washing process. So first thing we do is spray it down with tire and wheel cleaner. It's tire and wheel cleaner, so it's safe on the wheels. It's a non-acid cleaner, so it's not gonna mar up, or the days of straight aluminum wheels are gone, but I don't like acid in the shop. So next thing we do is, you'll see, we'll go and we'll scrub the rim faces down with the boar's hair brush. So it's a real nice, super soft brush. After that, we'll take the lug nut brush, we'll go around, we'll do the lug nuts, and then you'll see I'll come in and get these fillets, this detail. There's kind of like a reverse lip in here. On this, I'll come in, I'll grab the back of that. I'll jump in. This is an easy detail brush. This goes inside, and we'll get the barrels, especially in these German cars that throw off a lot of brake dust. You want to keep these rims clean. That brake dust eventually will go in there, it'll eat the clear coat up and it'll destroy it. Then final step, this is soft bristle brush, do the tires. So do the tires once, I'll hose off the tires again, I'll hit one more time with the tire and wheel cleaner, scrub it down. If I see it's white, it's good, rinse everything off, we're good to go. I like these pump sprayers here because we clean a lot of vehicles. It takes the fatigue down in the hands. Spray inside the barrel, come around to the rubber. It's cloth inside there, fabric inside, so we'll let that set for a second or two. Boar's hair brush, I always start at the bottom. So I start at the same spot every time, so if I get pulled away or distracted, I know where we're at. If you start randomly, you're gonna wind up missing a spot. It just happens. The same process we do for every vehicle we come in here. We don't have nicer tools for the more expensive vehicles. We have great tools for every vehicle, is what we do here. So that's clean. Lug nut brush. So come in and make sure the bristles touch the lug nuts. Get in there. The spokes geometry here, get those cleaned up. Just go all the way around the wheel. If I can, I'll reach in and get the caliper, valve stem. Then we'll hit it one more time around. Now we can come in, do the barrel with the easy detail brush, front to back and then up and down, front to back or side to side, in, out, side to side, in, out, side to side. Tires themselves. Rinse off the tire. For the sake of following the process and the exact steps, we'll scrub it. Now we're gonna rinse it off. Okay, tires are done. Okay, so we're ready to start washing the car now. We're gonna pre-soak it first. We use our bug remover. There's obviously a lot of bugs on here. And the PPF will make it easier to clean once we put it on, but we have to get all the bugs off of here. Now we're gonna use Gyeon tar on the lower rockers. just gonna let that set up for a couple minutes here. So I did a second round of bug remover. A lot of bugs on the vehicle. It's bug season. Luckily, I think they're pretty fresh, so they're coming off easy. The thing with the bugs is don't let them bake on in the sun and get just buried in there. We're gonna go over it one more time. If we have to go over it a third time, we'll go over it a third time, but that's where we're at right now. So while I'm waiting for that to work, we're gonna go ahead and spray the iron decon. So we're gonna start to see the reaction go to purple. So as you saw when I changed out the foam cannon gun, I was holding it in my hand and it blew out. Well, I was standing intentionally. One of the things we do when we always change out the nozzles is we always fire away after we make it to change either foam cannon or that way if that thing was to come loose, I wasn't able to hold it, at least it would have blown out. It would have blown out away from the vehicle. So what happened is, out of my hand, connection wasn't fully seated. Sometimes that happens. But to make sure it's not a catastrophic failure, we don't point to the car and test the connection and watch the foam cannon blow right in the vehicle. I know it sounds really simple after you've seen it, but it's actually in our work instructions that we follow. So if I wasn't able to hold onto the foam cannon here, which maybe I could, maybe I wouldn't, at least it would have hit the 2 buckets. No big loss. I can go buy a couple new buckets, worst case, Home Depot. I don't want to be calling the body shop and fixing dents and panels on these vehicles. So that's, change out your nozzle, we shoot that way with it. So just to exemplify, put the connection in, feel secure, test away from the car. We're using the Gyeon silk dryer here. The background noise is AC. It's gonna be 95 degrees today, so we gotta turn the AC on. Like to keep the temperature about 70, 72, ideal temperature to do paint protection film. Paint protection film stops all the rocks and stones from chipping up from the vehicle. We're here with the 2022 Volkswagen. Repeat client, doesn't want to get all the rock chips, stone chips, wants to make it easy to clean, keep the bugs off of it, etc. So that's why paint protection. So, but what I need to do now is I need to log on to the computer. I need to find this particular vehicle in the computer database, the database of pre-engineered templates. So we're going to use the computer to cut out the film, and then we're going to apply it to the vehicle. So let's log into the computer now. So we're going to go to
core. We're gonna select our vehicle here. Oh, sorry, so we're gonna go to vehicles. We're gonna add a vehicle. It's a 2022 Volkswagen Golf R, open vehicle. We need to add full fenders. Looking at our options here. So we're gonna add the wrap version. Select the hood. We want the wrap version of the hood. Something interesting here. Here's a tack diagram. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's how we're gonna install it. The mirrors. We're gonna add the mirrors. Add the headlights. Add the bumper. Add the bumper accents. Add the cupboard.
Okay, that's good. So we're gonna print the check-in worksheet here. Here it is coming off the printer. This is something we do with every client coming in. What we do is we go over client name, address, phone number, email, completion date. Then we go over what packages they want just to confirm, and then we'll give everybody an estimated cost before they leave, so there's no big surprises there. That brings up an excellent question. What does paint protection film cost? Well, hold on, let me answer that first. And then the second thing we do is we check every vehicle in. That protects us and it protects the clients too. We want to make sure there's no damage. If there is on the vehicle, we want to note it ahead of time. The systematic approach to going over all the packages, what the client wants, it's one more chance to confirm what they want. Here's the thing, you don't have to absolutely make your decision 100% certain when you call up or email to book your appointment. If you want to change your mind, if you want to do less, if you want to do more, perfectly, we understand that. We'll answer some last minute questions for you. Because we have all the film in stock on the roll and we have our own computers, and because we have plenty of ceramic coating in stock on hand, we can help you with any last minute adjustments and make those changes for you right away, right then, right there. So we'll confirm everything. So how much does paint protection film cost? It depends on how much paint protection film you have put on. We have paint protection film packages that start at a few $100s if you want to do just a bumper. If you want to do an entire vehicle, you're talking thousands of dollars, maybe over $10,000 potentially if it's a full-size SUV. So hundreds of dollars to tens of thousands of dollars. It all depends on the film you purchase, and how much paint protection film coverage you want. So that's something we do there. Is paint protection film worth it? Absolutely. It's absolutely worth it. Why is it worth it? Because it's going to protect your vehicle from rocks and stones that are going to chip your paint. When the rocks and stones chip your paint, the only effective solution to fix those, if you don't have paint protection film on your vehicle, is to take the car to the body shop. You're not going to want to take your car to the body shop and have it resprayed. That's where we're at. All right, so let's get back to the VW. This is a little behind the scenes with Bill here. 2022 Volkswagen's up on the ramps. All the film behind me's cut. Got a call. The job for next week, the gentleman's down at Devon at the Tesla dealership right now. So he's down picking his car up. He's on the schedule for next week. He knows I possibly can't get to it with 1, 2, and then the third car coming in on Wednesday. But he's on the schedule for next week, so he's elected to drive the car straight from Devon, drop it off. It'll sit in the back of the shop. Got room. It's in the back of the shop, the other Tesla. So right now, I need to jump on the computer and print out the incoming inspection paperwork and incoming paperwork for our next client here, so we can get everything lined up for him for his Tesla. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to jump in. We're going to make the soap and water solution for the PPF. We'll get the PPF moved over here on the other side. He has some questions about his new Tesla. We're going to go over paint protection film, what he needs. We're also going to talk about the ceramic coating. So he's interested in both. We always do paint protection film first, then we do the ceramic coating. So we're going to go over with him. We're going to talk about his needs, his desires, what he wants with his Tesla, and we're going to make sure we get him what he needs. So back to the VW. I want to say BMW. It's the VW Golf R. Get some PPF on that, and we'll keep cranking. It was 79 when we started. We're down to 76, so we'll be right to the ideal temperature of 72 degrees here in a little bit. Okay, so now that we have all the film loaded up, we're going to take it over to the plotter, and we're going to cut it. So we're going to go ahead and use SunTek paint protection film. 95% of the PPF we install in the shop is SunTek. So we have SunTek Ultra and SunTek Reaction. SunTek Ultra has a 10-year warranty. SunTek Reaction has a 12-year warranty because it has a ceramic infused coating into it. This customer has decided to go with SunTek Ultra. What do we talk about? Well, we know the warranty is different, right? There's obviously a price difference of a few $100s between, based upon the job, how much you're gonna have installed. If you're a budget doesn't matter type of guy, well then obviously go for the Reaction, get the most expensive you possibly can. The Ultra is a great film too. It's a really clean, clear top coat, has a very lower orange peel to it. That's kind of important. If you're looking for something that's really smooth, really shiny, Ultra Reaction are just phenomenal as far as the amount or lack of orange peel that we've seen compared to other films on the market. That's what we really like about it. So we're just gonna go and load the film up now into the plotter. So I'm doing a couple things here. One, I'm inspecting the material, looking as it comes out of the machine. Two, I want to make sure the machine's lined up and this thing doesn't skew off. If it skews off, comes off these, they technically call these pinch rollers here, I'm in for a real bad day because I lose the cut. That's never fun. It's cutting the hood right now. I know where it's at on the machine versus the plotter. Cutting the bumper right now. Okay, so now we're gonna weed the material. That means we're gonna there's some film on here that we don't need and there's some film that we do need. Okay, everything's weeded successfully, so that's a good sign. So now we'll put the Volkswagen up on the ramps. We'll get our soap solution mixed up, slip solution, tack solution. We're gonna use soap and water to get this on the vehicle, and when we'll talk about that, we'll show you the next steps coming up. Let's go ahead. Let's get our cart set up for PPF. Here's cart number one. Take that down with us. The second cart, got our big Carney keg here, pressurized tank. Bought a whole bunch more distilled water. I like the distilled water because it's a controlled source. Gonna grab my instruction booklet. Why are instructions important? Instructions are important, especially when we're setting up the cart for PPF. Well, we talked about earlier in the video, or two different types of film. SunTek Ultra, SunTek Reaction. So both of those films, they have a little different characteristic in the adhesive. What does that mean? Well, it means because of the different characteristics of adhesive, that means we're gonna control our soap concentration level. It's different from film to film. Now, could we use the same soap solution? Yeah, absolutely, we could. Would it be all right? No, it's not gonna do anything bad, but what we found is I've done enough of this PPF here with SunTek Ultra and SunTek Reaction, I got it dialed in. So I'm talking about, for 1 gallon of water, there's a 2 ml difference of soap. 1 gallon of water, either 10 ml of soap, which is, you can use baby shampoo. We like to use this 7th generation clear soap, or 12 ml. So 2 ml difference between the two different films that we use. I like this soap for the film because it's free of any dyes. We've used the J&J baby shampoo before. It's a yellow. It's not gonna make that film's not, it's not gonna make the film yellow. If anybody tells you your film was yellow because of that J&J shampoo, it's nonsense. Don't believe them. But, in my mind, let's just eliminate that variable. Let's even take the question of a dyed yellow soap going into the car. So this soap, 7th generation, powered by plants, works really good. Tank's pressurized up to about 60 PSI, 60 pounds per square inch. Fresh solution, fresh keg. Last vehicle that came to the shop was a Hyundai Palisade. That was a really nice SUV. So yeah, we do Hyundais through here. It's great. It makes sense. Hyundai's it's over a $50,000 SUV, so I can see why the family was interested in wanting to get paint protection on it. We're just gonna go ahead and mix up 2 gallons of water today. We'll probably use 1.5 gallons for a smaller vehicle like this, so we'll make 2. It's kind of a pain to go get fresh water all the time at the grocery store, but I got a consistent source of water. I like to control all the variables that we possibly can during their installation. So if we got to spend $1.25 per gallon of water, well, so be it. We spend $1.25. There's distilled water, there's no minerals in it, as you know. So having no minerals in the water, it gives us a real consistent soap mix. So the water out of the tap can change throughout the seasons. The way I look at it too, the paint protection film is so expensive that why even take a risk not having a great install because you tried to cheap out on $2 worth of film. When I got into the business, I was looking and found it, read all the forums, and there were guys complaining, I'm not gonna spend 2 gallons, or I'm not gonna spend $2 for 2 gallons of water to do PPF. I thought, man, that's really short-sighted. If it affects the quality and makes the quality better, why not go for it? So here we go, 20 ml, that's all good. We'll shake it up. Towels we're going to use the green towels. Purple towels we use for a ceramic coating job. We use these towels before we wipe the car down for ceramic coating. This Volkswagen Golf R is not going to get a ceramic coating today at Immaculate Paint Protection, but it's okay. We'll still use these. I like to use these on the car because at this point, if the car is going to get a ceramic coating, we already spent a day and a half, 2 days, maybe 3, polishing the vehicle out. The last thing we want to do is introduce any swirling or love marks, as we call them. So we're going to use a dedicated towel that we know. These towels are, we treat these towels like gold here in the shop. So that's going there. This is just DI water. We'll use this to flush out the soap on the edges. We're gonna edge wrap every possible edge we can on this vehicle. We'll wrap the hood, we'll wrap into the engine bay, some of the wheel arches will be done. And if the pattern allows us to wrap it, we'll wrap it. Not everything is wrappable. Brings up another point. So these guys that are telling you, yeah, we're gonna give a custom job to you and we're gonna wrap every edge. Well, what he's not gonna tell you is that he's gonna take your vehicle apart. You don't want the custom. I'm just telling you don't. Maybe, here, if the guy's been doing custom for 20, 25 years before the patterns are available, then trust him. If not, let it go. You don't want somebody taking your brand new vehicle apart to put paint protection film on it. The vehicles are designed to go together, not to come apart. The vehicle was in a wreck, take it apart. But don't take the vehicle apart to do paint protection film, please. There's no need for it. Okay, so we're gonna make our tack solution, tacky. That's the name of it. It doesn't activate the adhesive. What it does is it flushes out the soap and water solution that makes it slide. So once we flush that out, the adhesive on the PPF will stick and bite up, will tack up, if you will, on there. So we use 70% isopropyl alcohol. We found 2 ounces into a 32-ounce bottle. Works out just well. Swirl it around for good luck. We're ready to go to the car now. So we're gonna hit this and get this going. You saw I just swept up the floor, got everything clean around it. I'm not gonna be close to the floor at this point with the hood that we're gonna be doing first, but I just like to get everything clean before we start the job here. This is a lint roller. I went home, put a clean shirt on after lunch, before lunch. It was all sweaty from the car wash, but just an extra step, extra precaution. We're gonna wipe these edges down really, really well. This is just Gyeon tar. I'm wiping this. Okay, so we're gonna use Gyeon Prep at this point here. The last chance to wipe it down, look it over. So this is a little bit of paint by numbers. We're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are the tack points. These are the tack points we're gonna use to line the film up. That's what the designer decided was going to be the best way to install this. So when he laid out this pattern, designed this pattern, he wanted it installed in that particular order or sequence. These guys that design these patterns are just, it's kind of next level stuff. So I guess out of professional courtesy, if the designer, guy or gal wants pattern installed in a particular manner. Well, let's just install it in that particular manner. And so just trying to keep it clean, make sure I'm not touching itself. Spray a little tack down here in the corner so it stops. Just tugging to see if it's gonna go. It's gonna hold. I tacked this part first, even though I shouldn't, or it wasn't required, just because it was slipping down on me. I like to get the film lined up as much as possible. That took a bit of stretch to get across there. I'm just taking some slip solution off the top of the film so my hands can have something to bite, hold on to. films on the car, put the last little pieces on around the grill this morning. We're gonna turn the fan on here, let that dry up a little bit. Then we're gonna go through, we're gonna hit all the edges down with the heat gun. Get all the edges sealed down, locked in. We'll look for bubbles, we'll take it outside, we'll let it sit for an hour, a couple hours or so. There's gonna be some water in the film, I know it, so we'll either poke the bubbles, we'll take it outside, we'll let the sun, the heat will evaporate, the moisture will come up through the film. It happens, I know a lot of people, they pick up a car when they have PPF and they see some bubbles, they see some water, they freak out. An honest guy will tell you that's gonna happen. It should go away within 30 days. If not, we'll just hit it with a syringe real quick and remove it. We're gonna move the cars around the shop now. So the Tesla's gonna go to the back. Blue Tesla, that's next on the, that's this afternoon's work. So we gotta keep moving. So we finished up all the PPF on the Volkswagen Golf R. We're gonna sit outside for an hour or two or so. We'll take it back inside. We'll go through all the bubbles. We'll go through all the edges again. We'll heat the edges. We'll inspect everything. We'll wipe it down, and then we'll get the customer to come pick the vehicle up. So Avery, we came back to Immaculate Paint Protection with your Golf R. Second car we did for your PPF. Got the whole family here tonight. We've done everyone. We've done your mom's car, your dad's car. 2 of your cars now. So I guess your folks need to buy new cars here. That's what we're looking for. How was the service here at Immaculate Paint Protection?
Bill did a great job. Car's looking fantastic. He did it so great once, I had to come back for twice. Awesome.
And then you were saying you looked around some other shops. You came from Lake Haven. What did you find doing the research again?
I couldn't find anybody else that did it quite as good as you did, so I had to come back.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it.